League 2 promotion race continues to keep up the heat, of course, with anyone still in the mix for those playoffs. Who's going to take advantage this weekend? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Batman's going to prediction video today. We're taking a look at match day number maybe 37, something like that, over in League 2. And we'll get to that in a second. If you know what you mean, smash your subscribe and your one-stop shop for League 2 is right here at Blackburn Rovers Seas. We've also got World Football, Rovers Football, all that gear right here under the Rooski, of course. At the moment, Mansfield Town, Stockport County and Wrexham are cruising all the way to League 1 with Crewe, MK Dons, Barrow and Walsall now in those playoff races. But don't rule out the likes of Morecambe, Gillingham, Wimbledon, Big Crawley even got an outside sniff to get into those playoffs. We can take a look at all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, subscribe. Whopping 75% of you are not subscribed, guys. And do us a bit of a favour and hit the old like button. Of course, we're trying to get up to 50 likes. Can we get up to 50 likes? That's all down to you guys. Please do that, of course, to support the channel, to make this a more competitive prediction league, maybe next season, all that kind of stuff to boost us. None the same. So anyway, let's get into it, of course, and recap how we all got on last time around. Then I've got to go all the way back here then, guys. I think, yeah, I'm ready. Here we go. Let's get into it and look back at those results. Now, there were a couple of handful of games last in the midweek. I'll go over them in a second. But of course, there was a big full fixture list last weekend, or was there? There was a few games cancelled, and I'll reveal them right here, right now. Wimbledon, of course, against MK Dons, a bit of a derby, a bit of a tasty derby as well. 1-0 win. It was for Wimbledon, late goal, I believe, in that one. Meanwhile, we got Bradford City. It's Notts County that did not go ahead. Colchester United against Stockport also did not go ahead. Crawley, Barrow, same deal, did not go ahead this past week. Crewe, though, they did lose in a 5-goal thriller against Morecambe. We were right back in the thick of things for the playoffs. Walsall, the same. 3-1 winners of the Doncaster Rovers. I went with a 2-1 win the other way. So really not great for me in the picks. Stakes. Meanwhile, Grimsby with a 1-0 win of a Forest Green to boost their survival hopes and dent the Vegans' hopes. Newport County did lose to Mansfield Town. I've called that one. Meanwhile, Salford did lose to Gillingham, who are also right back in the thick of things as well. Swindon Town, Harrogate Town could not be separated with a 1-1 draw. Tranmere pick up a 1-0 win of a Sutton United. I went with a 2-0 win. And Wrexham did beat Accrington Stanley, who I believe have changed their manager. So those are the state of play there. Of course, quick recap of the games that went on midweek, which of course we may have covered in the past. But of course there was a games on Tuesday, which included Morecambe over Crawley, 1-0 winners for Morecambe. Mansfield Town against MK Dons. MK Dons back to winning ways with a 2-1 win over Mansfield. Barrow did pick up a 2-0 win over Gillingham to get themselves right back in the thick of things as well. Wimbledon and Grimsby duked it out to a 0-0 draw, and Bradford City, Doncaster also a 1-1 draw there. So those are the state of play for the midweek games which we covered. This is the table right here, right now. It is Mansfield currently cruising at the top of the table, but Stockport and Wrexham both could be top of the table if they were to get a win and everything else goes their way. Goal swing needed, of course. Crewe right now in 4th spot, MK Dons 5th, Walsall 6th, and Gillingham 7th. Barrow just outside the playoffs right now in 8th, with Morecambe also within striking distance. Going down, Sutton and Forest Green has not been any different all season or for the vast majority of the season, but that's the state of play that we find ourselves in. Okay, what about our own prediction league? Well, let's have a look at it then, shall we? These are the guys who did put in the picks last week. And well done to Ollie FC. Clap, 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 clap. Now, a little bit of sidebar here, of course. I don't tolerate cheating and all this kind of jazz, so I'm not saying anybody cheated this week, but I just want to put that out there. If you did cheat and you got away with it, well done to you. And also, if you did cheat and you were competing for the title here in the Prediction League, I would have named and shamed you. I'm not saying that anybody did cheat this past week, but I'm just saying, if you did, I can tell. I can tell if you cheated. So just putting that out there. Ollie FC, number 1 this week. But of course, Ollie FC is not in the thick of things in the old grand scheme of things. He's down to 12th. He's not going to win it. But anyway, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that anybody did. But if you did, I can tell. All right. So just put that out there. A bit of glory goes to James Peter right now with 153. Andy, 145. Russell Frost, of course, 145 as well. Now, if any of those guys were cheater pumpkin eaters, I would have named and changed it and probably outed you from the competition. But so far, they've done okay. Let's take a look, though, at the next round of games. They are coming at you thick and fast. And here they come, of course, with a stacked menu. Kick it all off on Saturday and March the 9th. We've got Stanley against Bradford City coming at you over in Accrington. Now, let's get into this one now. These two sides have played each other 19 times since 2004. 8 wins for Stanley, 6 wins for Bradford. 5 draws so far. Stanley with a big 3-0 win. Their biggest, scoring 37 goals in those 19 games. 1.95 goals a game. Meanwhile, Bradford City 5-2 win. Their biggest, scoring 34 goals in those 19 matches. 1.79 goals a game. Bradford just one defeat in the last 6 for them right now. They are 15th for the table, 47 points on the board. 67% form for them at the moment. Meanwhile, Stanley just one win in 6. 25% form for them. They are 25% form. They are 16th with 46 points on the board as well. Last time around, over in Accrington in the league, it was a 3-1 win for Stanley back in October 2018. The reverse fixture at Valley Parade back in November was a 1-0 win for Bradford. Of course, they also played each other in this season's EFL Cup round 1, and Bradford did beat Stanley over at Accrington. The odds for this one 9-4 though is your Stanley 11-10, is your Bradford 5-2. The draw. I'm going to go with a away win here. A lot of chaos going on around Accrington right now after getting rid of the long-serving John Coleman, who's had a lot of outbursts this season against the regime, against the ownership. And it's just all seems a little bit off at the moment over in Stanley, but they need to get back on track and fast. Barrow up against Colchester coming at you over at Barrow now. These two sides played the 7 times in 2023 wins of Barrow, 1 with Colchester, 3 draws so far. Barrow with a big 4-1 win, the biggest, scoring 14 goals in those 7 games. That's 2 goals a game on average, folks. Meanwhile, Colchester 3-2 win, their biggest, scoring 8 goals in 7 games, 1.14 goals a game. Colchester now just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are grinding out the results right now. 50% form for them at the moment. They're 22nd with 32 points on the board at the moment. Barrow, though, 42% form for them at the minute. Just 1 win in 4, 6th in the table, 56 points on the board as well. 6 in the table, is that right? Is that right? What did I see? 6 in the table. I think I had them down at 8th. Okay, potentially because of those games that were missed. Aha. Yeah, so they are 6. So yeah, correct. I've already botched myself up on this one. Where are we? Back to Barrow, Colchester. So Barrow are in 6th spot right now, 56 points on the board at the moment. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture, or the previous fixture this time around, Barrow against Colchester, was back in November 2022. It was a 3-1 win for Barrow. The reverse fixture in Colchester this campaign was a 4-1 win for Barrow as well, who are unbeaten against Colchester over the last 4, 3 wins and 1 draw to boot. The odds here, 5-4 on, is your Barrow, 3-1 is the draw on, 14-5 is your away win. 2-0 win for Barrow for me on this one, keeping the meat in the mix of the table there. Of course, kicking on forward though, it is Doncaster Rovers against Crewe. That's right. Now, these two sides looking horns at the Keep Moat, played each other 24 times since 2002. 9 was for Doncaster, 11 was for Crewe, 4 draws so far. Biggest win for Doncaster was a 4-0 win, scoring 40 goals in 24 matches, 1.67 goals a game. Crewe, though, 8-0 win, their biggest, scored 47 goals in 24 matches, 1.96 goals a game. They're just 1 defeat in the last 6. Are Crewe right now, 67% form for them at the moment. They are 4th with 61 points. Doncaster just 1 defeat in the last 6, 67% form for them at the moment as well. They are, of course, 20 for the table, 40 points on the board at the moment as well. Last time around, though, of course, over at Doncaster, it was a 2-0 win for Crewe back in April 2023. The reverse fixture at Gresty Road was a 3-2 win for Crewe way back in November. The odds for this one, Doncaster 6-4. For the victory here, we got a 13-5 the draw, 8-5 is your Crewe here. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Crewe to keep the heat in the playoff races. Gillingham against Tranmere coming at you over at Priestfields, I think. Is that where they played each other? Anyway, played each other 16 times. Since the year 2000, 6 wins for Gillingham, 7 wins for Tranmere, 3 draws so far. Gillingham, 2-0 win, the biggest, scoring 23 goals in 16 matches, 1.44 goals a game. Tranmere, though, 3-0 win, the biggest, scoring 27 goals in 16 matches, 1.69 goals game. 2 wins in the last 6 for Tranmere at the moment. 18 for the table, 43 points on the board. They are on 33% form over the last 6. Gillingham, though, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. They are 9th, 54 points on the board as well. Gillingham did pick up a 2-0 win last time around, of course, in March 2023. The reverse fixture, though, over in Tranmere back in November was a 3-1 win for Tranmere. The odds here coming at you right now. We're looking at, what are we looking at here? We're looking at Gillingham, 2019 on for the victory, 13-5 the draw, 13-5 is odds also your Tranmere victory here. Going to go with a 2-0 win for the Gills. They are right in the mix there for the playoff contention. So are Morecambe, of course, who are taking on Wrexham over in Morecambe. Played each other 4 times in 2003. Nothing for Morecambe, 3 for Wrexham, 1 draw so far. Morecambe yet to get a win, but they have scored 4 goals in those 4 games. That's 1 goal a game on average. Wrexham though with a 6-0 win there, boasting, of course, 14 goals scored in those 4 games, 3.50 goals a game on average. Just 1 defeat now for Phil Parkinson's side. Of course, 67% form for them right now. They are 3rd with 63 points on the board. Up against the Morecambe side, also on 67% form for them at the moment. They are 8th, 54 points on the board as well. Just 1 defeat over the last 6. Last time around, over in Morecambe, it was a 2-2 draw back in January 2008. The reverse fixture, though, in Wales back in November was a 6-0 win for the Wrexhams. Of course, the odds for this one then, we got Morecambe coming at you 3-1 for the victory. 2017 on is your Wrexham, of course, 13-5 the draw. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Wrexham, who are still cooking, and right here, right now, looking to make it back-to-back promotions. Kicking on forward is the Vegans. They're up against Walsall, coming at you over at Vegan Land. They have played each other 10 times in 2019, 3 wins for Forest Green, 4 for Walsall, 3 draws so far. The biggest win for the Vegans, 5-3 win, scoring 14 goals in those 10 matches, 1.40 goals a game. Walsall, though, cooking gas right now, 6-0 win, their biggest, scoring 17 goals in those 10 matches, 1.70 goals a game. They've won 5 of the bouts of Walsall, 92% form for them over the last 6. They are 7th with 54 points on the board. Against the Forest Green side, 42% form for them right now, 2 wins of the last 6. They are 23rd with 27 points all season long. Last time around, though, over in Forest Green, it was a 1-0 win for Walsall back in February 2022. The reverse fixture at the Bescot back in November was a 0-0 draw. The odds for this one, we're looking at Forest Green, 11-5 for the victory, 5-2, of course, is the draw, 23-20 is your away win. We are back in the Vegans here to get a surprise result. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I'm going to stick by my guns. Meanwhile, Harrogate Town against Crawley, a bit of an outside of the barrier playoff push game here. Must win for both of these sides. Big 6-pointer, you would say, to get closer to those players. Harrogate, Crawley have played each other 7 times in 2020. 1 win for Harrogate, 3 for Crawley, 3 draws so far. The biggest win for Harrogate, 3-1 win, scoring 9 goals in those 7 matches, 1.29 goals a game. Crawley, 3-1 win, the biggest, scoring 12 goals in those 7 matches, 1.71 goals a game heading into this one. Crawley on 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 5. They are 11th, 49 points on the board. Up against the Harrogate Town side, 1 win in 6 for them. They are a bit of a down bit of form, 33% form for them right now. They are 13th with 49 points also. Last time around over in Harrogate, it was a 0-0 draw back in August 2022. Reverse fixture, 2-1 win it was for Crawley way back in November, of course, who are unbeaten against Harrogate over the last 5 matches, 3 wins, a couple of draws to boot. The odds for this one, Harrogate Town 31-20 for the victory, 13-8 is of course your away win, 12-5 the draw. Going to go with the 2-0 with Harrogate, turning the screw once again, going against the grain, of course, Crawley, and picking up big points for them and their push to get back into the mixer there. Of course, Mansfield Town against Swindon, coming at you over in Mansfield. Now these two sides have played each other 13 times since 2003. 4 was for Mansfield, 7 was for Swindon, 2 draws so far. Mansfield though 4-2 win the biggest, scoring 15 goals in those 13 matches, 1.15 goals a game. Swindon 5-2 win the biggest, scoring 20 goals in those 13 matches, 1.54 goals a game as well. Swindon just 1 defeat in the last 6 now, 50% form for them. They are 17th with 44 points on the board. Against the Mansfield Town side, 67% form for them right now, 4 wins of the last 6. They are top with 66 points for the season. Of course, looking back, of course, previous match back in Mansfield was a 5-2 win for Swindon way back in October 2022. The reverse fixture this campaign in Swindon back in November was a 2-1 win for Swindon as well. So they won twice in the last 3 matches, looking for a third to add to the mix there. Mansfield are 2-1 on for the victory, 10-3 the draw, 11-2 is just Swindon. But Mansfield Town will win this one, 3-1 win, points in the bag, and away they go. MK Dons up against Salford City, that's right. Coming at you over at the Stadium MK. Now these two sides played each other just the one time earlier in the campaign. Of course, don't know why they just give me the one, but they played it one time. It was a 4-2 win, of course, for MK Dons. Of course, that was in the reverse fixture in Salford. Milton Keynes, though, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Of course, 5th in the table, 61 points on the board against the Salford City side, down in 19th, 40 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6 at the moment, of course. The bookies for this one, MK Dons coming at you 4-3 on for the victory, 11-4 the draw, 10-3 is your Salford City. So MK Dons are in this one here. They are competing for those playoffs, and they're going to try and get back to the 30 of English football, whether it comes via that a scrappy playoff or anything else. Meanwhile, Notts County coming at you up against Wimbledon, coming at you over at Notts County. Now these two sides have played each other 3 times since 2015. Nothing for Notts County, 3 for Wimbledon, and no draws so far. Notts County yet to get a win, but they have scored 3 goals in those 3 games. That's a goal a game on average. Wimbledon, 4-2 win their biggest, scoring 8 goals in total over the course of those 3 games. 2.67 goals a game on average as well. Just 1 win in 6th for Wimbledon right now. They are 10th in the table, 51 points on the board against the Notts County side, who are 14th, 47 points on the board, just 17% form for them, and 1 win in 6. Last time around, around, though, in Notts County, it was a 2-0 win for Wimbledon way back in January 2016. The reverse fixture over at Plough Lane was a 4-2 win for Wimbledon back in November this season. Of course, the odds here, right now, we've got Notts County 23-20 for the victory, 13-5. The draw, 21-10, is your Wimbledon here. I'm backing Notts County to get back to winning ways against Wimbledon. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Final two now, Stockport County up against Newport County, coming at you over at Stockport. They have played each other 7 times in 2011. 3 wins for Stockport, 1 for Newport County, 3 draws so far. Stockport with a big 4-0 win, their biggest, scoring 11 goals in those 7 games, 1.57 goals a game on average. Newport, 2-1 win, their biggest, scoring 6 goals in those 7 games, 0.86 goals a game on average. 3 wins, 3 defeats over the last 6 for Newport County, 12th in the table, 49 points right now. Stockport, though, just 1 win in 6, 42% form for them right now. They are still second with 63 points on the board at the moment. Last round, though, over in Stockport was a 4-0 win for Stockport back in April 2023. The reverse fixture, though, in Wales was a 2-1 win for Newport County back in November. The odds right here, right now, 2-1 on is your Stockport, 7-2, of course, the draw, 90-4 is your away win. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Stockport on this one. And then we wrap it up with Sutton United against Grimsby. A relegation 6-pointer right here, right now. Big win needed for Sutton United up against Grimsby. They have played each other 3 times in 2022. Nothing for Sutton, 1 win for Grimsby, 2 draws so far. Sutton yet to get a win, of course, but they have scored 1 goal in those 3 games, 0.33 goals a game on average. Grimsby, though, 1-0 win, their biggest, scored 2 goals in total. It's 0.67 goals a game on average. 42% form for Grimsby right now. Unbeaten in the last 3. They are 21st in the table, 34 points on the board right now. Sutton United, 1-1, lost 1, drawn 1 over the last 3. They are 24 points on the board right now. 26 points, 24 for the table. 25% form for them at the moment. Last round over at Sutton, it was a 1-0 win for Grimsby back in March 2023. The reverse fixture in Grimsby was a 1-1 draw earlier in the season back in November. 13-10 is your Sutton United. 13-5 is the draw. 15-8, of course, is your Grimsby here. I'm backing a 1-1 draw here. Point apiece, not really good enough for any of these two sides. But anyway, there, folks, that is my predictions, and I believe, I don't know now, if I am right, this is what the table will look like. It will look something like this. Mansfield Town, of course, top the chart. Stockport County will be in second. Wrexham will be in third. Crewe, MK Dons, Gillingham, and then Barrow will make up the playoffs. Going down, the Vegans and Sutton United, of course, that is what I believe, anyway, will happen. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash your likey. 50 likes, guys. 50 likes would be absolutely massive if we could do that. Let's set the benchmark for the new season, next season, of course. 50 likes would be fantastic. And, of course, come back next time around for the next round again. Games.